YouTube, it's Lily Burton here, and I have none other a WWE video, but this is a WWE random talk. We got a lot of things to talk about, so we have about one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Let me, nine. Yeah, nine items to talk about. So, before I talk about it, this is going to be probably a lengthy video. So, you might, while doing the video, make sure you grab something to eat and drink. Because let me tell you something. Mama's going to have a lot to say. So, the one thing I want to talk about first is I do want to talk about Lucha Libre wrestlers in general first before I start talking about other things. One of the things I wanted to talk about is Lucha Libre wrestler that needs to come to WWE, and let me just say this: I do watch Lucha Underground. That's one. I do watch Lucha Libre wrestling, or if I don't get to see Lucha Libre wrestling, I'll go on YouTube and watch it. So I've been watching Lucha Libre now for about 3 years, and I like the show. Alright, I like how some people has transitioned from being in, a regular show, being on Lucha Libre, and has transitioned on the mainstream by going to WWE or TNA and thing. So I'm excited about that. So I made a list of 15, including a bonus, of wrestlers who I believe should be part of the WWE. Y'all might have a different perspective than I do, but let me just give you the names. Let me just go down the names right quick. I'm just gonna shoot out the names. I got Killshot, Dragon Azteca, Brian Cage, Pentagon Dark, Johnny Mundo, better known from, I'll come back to him, Johnny Mundo, where I'm at, Johnny Mundo, Evilise, Drago, Monty Posa, Melissa Santo, Mel Macias, and Aerostar, The Mac, and Matanza Grado, and for bonus, Cobra Moon. These are, and Phoenix and Sana Havoc. Those are wrestlers I feel that should come to the WWE. Now, let me give you my top 5 why they should be in the WWE. So, at number 5, I really want to say Dragon Azteca. So, as y'all remember, late last year, earlier this year, late last year, it was being said, oh, Prince Puma is coming to the WWE. Oh, now known as Ricochet. Yes, he is in WWE. He is on NXT. So, he was associated with Rey Mysterio. Okay, he was, Prince Puma was none other, is connected to the Rey Mysterio. Okay, another person that is connected to Rey Mysterio will be Dragon Azteca Jr. And I would love to see him one day in the WWE. I think he would make, excuse me, y'all, you bring these 3 to the WWE, I feel like you have Rey Mysterio, you have Prince Puma, now known as, Ricochet, and if you bring Dragon Azteca over to the WWE, but you have them doing a lot on the main roster, but also on 205 Live, it will work. these guys as I can see them as a Latin American faction, and it will work. I can see this a Latin American faction going up against the Shield, and it will work. So y'all, let me hear from y'all. Do y'all want to see Lucha Libre Underground Dragon Azteca part of the WWE? That's number 5. Coming in at number 4 will be, I hope I can say this thing, pronounce this straight. Right. Okay, I have to say Pentagon Dark. Okay, as y'all know, Kane and Undertaker is known for this like dark moniker, and like they are finna go bye bye. So WWE needs to be looking at Pentagon Dark. I think Pentagon Dark will be a great addition to the WWE. I know WWE might will tweak him just a little bit, but I hope if he did come to the WWE, they don't change him too much. And I just feel like it is just one thing I would want to see in the WWE. Okay. That was number 4. Number 3 will have to be Ivelisse. So as y'all remember, Ivelisse did try out for WWE Tough Enough several years ago. But she did make it to the final 3, but she didn't win it. But she has not been part of that. So I feel like WWE need to consider her to be part of the WWE women's division. I think she would be a great woman to be part of none other that women's division. We don't have no, I know we have Melina, who represents the Latin America for the women. You had Rosa, who had represented. You have Eddie Guerrero's daughter Raquel, who represented. You also had excuse me, y'all. You also had oh Lord, give me a minute, y'all. Better known as used to know her as Rosita, but now she goes by Vega. I know last name is Vega, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, those are all the women that I know has been part of the WWE, and Vega is a current Latin American female that is part of the WWE. And I just think Ivelisse can bring more of that. And I just think, who would not want Ivelisse to be part of the WWE? I feel like she does. She don't have the typical factor. Ivelisse might not have the typical factor with WWE. You know, the blonde bimbo, the blonde, no offense to anybody who are blonde or any, the blonde bimbo hair, blonde. You have blonde hair, big tatas. She don't have that moniker. We also got a big chest, but I think she shows a different side of wrestling. She is sort of more Ivelisse. If you compare Ivelisse to anybody in the WWE, I feel like you can compare her to a Beth Phoenix, Trish Stratus, Jazz, Jacqueline, all of them. Those are females that show us physicality. So yeah, that was number 3. Wait, yeah, number 3. Number 2, El Mertes. Let me just say, El Mertes, I think we all know who El Mertes, if you see that cross tattoo on his chest. I'm just saying. I feel like WWE can make a lot of money off of him if he ever came to WWE. I don't know if he will go get trained a little bit and then go to NXT and go get trained and come straight to the main roster. That could happen like with certain characters in the WWE that happen. But my other thing is, I feel like he does have what it takes. Now, moving right along, we got the Mac. I could see the Mac in the WWE. This is the first time WWE do not, and let me just say, do not have a big boy that can high fly like him. This guy is a big boy and he can high fly, and he's heck of a good. Okay. So the question to y'all for this half is, which Lucha Libre wrestler or which Lucha Libre underground wrestler do you want to see in the WWE? Alright, so the next everything I will, all the rest of everything I will be talking about will be women, but I have one thing I need to ask you. Alright, I put on here, do WWE needs to do a crossover with TNA Impact, Lucha Underground, Lucha Libre, New Japan Wrestling, and a lot more. I feel like if WWE ever did crossover with these companies and other companies, I think it will benefit them in a long run. Picture them making a lot of millions every few years or every 2 years or every few months. Doing a crossover. I mean, as you see, the TNA always do a crossover with some wrestling promotion over there. So why wouldn't WWE take notice and do the same thing? It will work. It will work, and I think it will work. It will work, and it'll be a cross promotion. And would y'all want to see WWE do a cross promotion with any of these companies I mentioned or any other companies I didn't mention? So make sure you comment below. Alright, so now we're going to get started, and we're going to be talking about mostly the women and everything. So let me get started with one of the biggest upsets I was very upset that I need to talk about. One, I was early in the year when Asuka finally made her debut, end of last year, earlier this year, finally made her debut on WWE, and let me say it, WWE. I was so excited. I said, okay, she's going to be on her way. And they built this hype. And when she lost to Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, her hype died down. So when that hype died down, she died down. So and to me, she's in the same situation as Shinsuke Nakamura. Let's just put it that way. She's in the same situation as Shinsuke Nakamura. It's like, oh, my hype was built up, but now, man, I'm not being showed that much. I am ready to see Asuka win a WWE Women's title. I don't care what brand, if it's Raw or if it's Monday Night Raw or if it's a Tuesday Night SmackDown. But I'm ready. Excuse me, y'all. I'm ready to see this. I'm ready to see Asuka win a title. It is her time to win a title. WWE, bring it on. We're ready to see her win a title. Okay, speaking of women, I want to tell y'all this. As y'all know, WWE men like John Cena, Roman Reigns, the Miz, as y'all know my discuss with that. Daniel Bryan, all different kind of men comes out and they always the main event at a match or main event. Well, I am sick and tired of the WWE men being main event at WrestleMania. It's time to change it. And I'm literally saying it. It's time to change. It is time to change. Let me just say, it is time to change it. And I want to see none other WWE Women main event. Let me say, I want to see WWE Women be the main event at a pay-per-view. Be a main event at these big pay-per-views like SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and WrestleMania. Okay? So that's that. Okay. So let me get on to some Evolution stuff before, let me get on to one more thing before we get on to the evolution things. So, I want to talk about Charlotte Flair and how I feel that she is overhyped. WWE make this women's division all about. I understand on Raw it's all about Ronda Rousey. I will do that in a separate video, couple of weeks from now. But I want to talk about Charlotte Flair. They hype. Well, I feel like Charlotte Flair now is overhyped. WWE only, and I'm saying this, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and Triple H and Stephanie and Vince McMahon. Oh my God, I got an uncle named Vince. Sorry, y'all. These three overhyped Charlotte Flair because who her daddy is. Excuse me. Vince, I'm going to say this to Stephanie and Triple H. And just a little bit goes to Shane too. Y'all overhyped Charlotte Flair. And I feel like when Becky earned her title belt opportunity, Charlotte Flair weaseled her way into that opportunity. So how Becky Lynch is acting now, I don't blame her. It took her almost 2.5 years to get back where she belongs in that title picture. And now y'all ready to take the title off of her to put it on Charlotte Flair. I'm not ready to see that. No, I'm not ready to see that. I'm not doubting Charlotte Flair's abilities, but how can Charlotte Flair did not start over? She did not go to the bottom of the line. Charlotte Flair, y'all give it to her. She's good as a wrestler and everything. But y'all, the question is, did Charlotte Flair deserve to weasel her way between the match between Becky Lynch and Carmella for that women's title? I'm just saying. Okay, that's that. So now we're getting ready to talk about a couple of things on evolution. We're gonna go through this quick, so let's just bear with me. So the first thing I want to talk about is with the women's evolution. My thing is, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was going, is Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson, Eve Torres, and Jazz going to return for this? Because it would be great to see these women to return, and I'll be happy to see these women return for this match, because I need to say this. I want to say this about Stacey Keibler and Tori Wilson. They might wasn't that great of a wrestler, but I feel like they can did a lot for the company. And I feel like Eve Torres and Jazz did do a lot for wrestling, but they didn't do too much. Now, as we know, the Mae Young Classic is finale will end on the evolution. We don't know yet who's going to be the two wrestling for that opportunity, so we're gonna have to wait and see who it is. But as y'all know, I think Mercedes Martinez got put out, so that's the second time that has happened. So one thing I wanted to talk about is, for the pay-per-view, I just want to just throw this out there. I don't know if it will ever happen, if it's going to happen or not, but I hope it does happen. Melina, y'all remember the wrestler Melina? She was asked if she can come to Evolution, who would she want to wrestle? And she was reacting to a video that Naomi wants to wrestle her. I feel like the following. I have to agree with that, because I feel like them two are kind of similar in ways, and I just think it would be a great match and everything. So yeah, I really would love to see Naomi versus Melina. They're kind of similar in ways. They both do splits. They have these wacky moves and stuff that they do. but I think it's pretty good. But I will still stand by. I do want to see Naomi Russell, you know, still want to see Naomi Russell lead it up. So another thing I want to talk about before I go is should at the Evolution pay-per-view, should WWE do a match dedicated to the late China? I have been saying this from the get-go. When this was announced, they need to do a match dedicated to China, having 5 female wrestlers, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 10. Have 10 female wrestlers. 5 from, you have 5 from the main roster, 5 from NXT, 5 from NXT, or do 3 from an independent circuit, and have them do a match dedicated to China. If it wasn't for China, a lot of these women would not be doing what they do today. And I would love to see that. But we're going to have to wait and see. But then the other thing, before I go, the other thing is people are making, I'm not a betting person, but I am going to predict. People are making bets that this is where WWE will introduce the women's, and I say women's, WWE Women's Tag Team title belt. If this is the case, they got enough women to do it. And I feel like if they are going to do it, I feel like the Women's Tag Team Champions should be on both brands, not one brand. But if they did individual tag team titles, I'll be okay with it. Would I want the belts to be blue, or would I want the belts to be white? I feel like this. I will want those belts to be two-toned. Half blue, half white, with red in the middle. I think it would be much more better. But if I could say any color of the leather, I would say white. More of a white than a red or blue. Just my opinion. But the huge question of the day, we got all these women's on the main roster, and everything. Y'all, let me hear from y'all. Would y'all ever want to see a women's U.S. title belt? That is the question of the day. I'm Alicia. I'm Alicia. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe.